Hey, chiropractors, welcome to Modern Chiropractic Mastery with your host, Dr. Kevin Christie, where we discuss the latest in marketing, business, and professional growth with some of the leading experts in the industry. Welcome to another episode of Modern Chiropractic Mastery. This is your host, Dr. Kevin Christie, and today I'm bringing you a solo episode on just some AI updates. Obviously, AI is a big deal. It's no different for our profession. I think it's a lot less scary for our profession, which is good. It might be scary for humanity. I don't know. I'm a little more on the optimistic side than the pessimistic side, but definitely a realist. And so every so often, I want to update you on some of the things we're finding. We do a good job, I believe, of updating our coaching clients on this and keeping this it's not everything. Like, we're not pounding AI education all the time, but we're definitely updating our members. We talk a lot about it in our mastermind group as well, and we're really trying to keep up with a lot of things from there. And so I want to just share every so often some of the things to look out for. Some of you might have heard some of these, some of them not. Today, I'm not gonna dive into what EHRs are doing with AI. I've had Tim Bertelsmann on for that. That'll continue to progress, and I do think will be something to look out for. And I think exciting for us as chiropractors, but I'm not going to dive into that too much. Okay, so let's hop right in. The first one is Perplexity. Again, I've mentioned this before, but I use Perplexity. I basically have kind of an AI stack that I use, and Perplexity is one of the three main that I currently use now, and that is just really good for all things clinical, right? Just put it on your toolbar on your desktop, have access to it. This one you probably can get away with on the free version. If you're really diving deep into stuff, you could do the paid one. But I just go right to Perplexity when I've got any clinical questions or ideas or thoughts, or I just want to know the research on that, right? And I actually had a client ask me not that long ago if I had a presentation on evidence-based chiropractic and like, being able to present to that in a particular setting, in a corporate setting. And I didn't, but I was like, well, what you could do is have, prompt Perplexity to give you a lot of the key research that's out there for chiropractic, right? And have it develop that. And then that becomes your written information that you can then utilize, right? And I'm going to kind of use that, and we're going to tease it along to some of our next things. So number one is Perplexity with a lot of the medical type stuff. It does a great job of pulling from reputable medical resources, and it's a lot better than, say, your chat GPTs and stuff. Chiropractors, if your website traffic or Google Maps visibility has felt a little unpredictable lately, you're not imagining it. A lot is changing behind the scenes. AI is reshaping how search results show up. Competition in the map pack is getting tougher, and simply ranking well does not always translate into new patients. That's why Propel Marketing and Design is hosting a free chiropractic SEO workshop. You'll learn what's actually changing with Google Maps, how AI is impacting the way patients find and choose clinics, and what small, realistic updates you can make this year to stay visible and competitive. This is not a high-level talk or a bunch of jargon. It's a practical step-by-step workshop built for busy clinic owners who want clear direction and next steps they can actually implement. Save your spot for free at propelyourcompany.com/MCM-SEO-workshop-2026. And we'll see you there. All right, number two. So I've started to use Claude, right? I've been using Claude. There's Claude Chat, which is kind of like your regular Chat GPT or Grok or Gemini. But they also have they have also Claude Code, which I haven't, dove into too much. I don't need to worry about coding right now. But they have Claude Cowork, and you you basically would upload that onto your desktop or laptop. Like it's not a URL you're pulling up per se. You actually download it, and it has access to your computer, and it doesn't have the risks that's like a lot of you have heard of like OpenClaw and stuff like that. But for example, like what I'll do now is when I do a coaching call, I'll use Zoom, and I'll have the AI on Zoom do the notes, and then it emails me a summary of the call, and then I just open up my Claude Cowork, and this is basically your AI agents you're hearing about. So Claude Cowork is essentially an AI agent, and I just tell it's like, find the coaching call with Doctor So and So from my Gmail, and develop a written action plan for me and send it to me in a Word doc. And it just goes in and it does all that work, right? It pulls it, it goes into I connect, you basically connect it to your different apps, and I connect it to Gmail, and it pulls it, it gives me a Word doc, and then I just email it to the client. It's really accurate. It's basically the stuff that we talked about on the call. So that's something to look into, is Claude Cowork. That is going to be a reputable AI agent, is Claude Cowork. All right, Claude Cowork. So that's number two. Now, on that same Claude Cowork, or even if you use Claude Chat, I don't care either one, I could then tell it to take all of that evidence on chiropractic that Perplexity gave me, right, and put it into a presentation format. Give it to me in a PowerPoint, right? And it will do that. And I've done that with different things, and it does a pretty good job. It does a pretty good job of the design on the power. It does a great job with the content as long as you give it the right stuff. And so you now have a PowerPoint presentation based off the information that Perplexity had given me. Okay, and that's Claude Chat or Claude Cowork. You do that for. So now let's put a pin on that, right? So now I've got a PowerPoint presentation with the information on there that I like, but maybe the design is good, not great. Let's take a short break from today's episode to tell you about the best decision I've made in my clinic in the last 10 years, and that has been adding shockwave therapy to our clinic. The outcomes have been really impressive. Certain conditions we were struggling with in the past, we're now seeing results with the shockwave therapy for that. And second of all, the ROI has been really good. When you make a big investment in something, you want to see a return, and we're seeing that return in clinical outcomes and in our investment, and that's been really nice to see. I chose Keenest Medical for 4 reasons. One is the technology is top notch. You have to have great technology. There's a lot out there that isn't quite up to snuff. The second thing is they have a really good clinical training. They have an exclusive partnership with Academy of Shockwave Excellence so that you can become clinically proficient in shockwave. You do need to get skilled at it. I think that's a big differentiator between practices that are getting great results and seeing the ROI, is they have a great clinical aspect to that as well. So you want to get trained appropriately. Third is they have in-house service team for all of your technical support, which is key when you're investing in a machine like this. And then lastly, they have a very in-depth marketing and business support for you so that you can launch this into your practice effectively, that you can get that ROI on it, that you can get the clinical outcomes. And they also have really good financing options if you need that. So go to keenestmedical.com, KINAS medical.com, mention MCM podcast and receive a free shockwave in practice book with a purchase of a unit. So that's keenestmedical.com, KINAS medical.com, and mention MCM podcast. That leads me to my third one, which is Gemini, right? So that is Google's AI, right? So again, you can use Gemini chat. I use so let me go back. I use Perplexity free version. You could decide to upgrade that. I use the paid Claude version, which you would need to do to use Cowork anyway, but I use the paid Claude, and then I also do use paid Gemini. Gemini is Google's, as you can imagine. It does well with all of the Google Drive and Google the G Suite stuff, right? So I use Google Drive a lot. I use Gmail. I use Google Docs, Google Sheets. I mean, I'm in it. Google Slides. I've over the years I've put a lot into the G Suite, and that's good. And it really it becomes kind of a sidekick with you when I'm working in the G Suite of things. And so I use Gemini for that. And one of the things that I do is I can pull up, like, so I can upload that PowerPoint into my Google Drive, and then now is it's Google Slides at that point. And then what's cool is when I pull up Google Slides now, there's a nice little button underneath each slide that says beautify this slide. And I'll click beautify this slide. And it's the design is very remarkable for what Gemini does for Google Slides. And so now I've used Perplexity to get me the information for the presentation. You theoretically could have just gone right to Gemini, but I've used Claude to kind of develop it and put it together nicely for me in Cowork, and then Gemini to beautify the slides. And now I got a really nice slide deck with good content, and also it's really nice. So what I've found is I've done a better job. I used to be, for a long time I was all in PowerPoint, and then for a long time I was more like a mix between PowerPoint and Google Slides. Now I find myself in Google Slides a lot, and I can upload PowerPoints into Google Slides, and I can really make it nice using Gemini and doing that. So that's my third little AI idea for you, is using Gemini for two parts for all your G Suite stuff. It really becomes kind of your partner in that, but then also to really make a nice slide deck, which is great. The next one, 4 is community outreach. So whatever chat you use, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, you name it, you could start utilizing it to try to research some of the things you need to do for community outreach, right? So let's say you want to work with trainers in gyms, right? You could go in and say, please give me a list of all of the gyms within a 5-mile radius of my office, and also give me a list of personal trainers I should know in the office that work with golfers, tennis players, and pickleball, right? And that will now give you a list of these things. And so you could start building out the places you need to contact and visit and reach out to, right? And I highly recommend start using AI for community-based marketing and research to say, "Well, who do I need to meet? What are the entities here?" Like, if if you want to work with yogis, knowing the yoga studio. So start having AI as a companion to build out your community outreach plan and strategy, and who you need to connect with. I mean, again, doctors, right? Attorneys, if you do PI, you name it. Like, get super clear on who your target audience is, and then who are some of the gatekeepers of those folks, and then use AI to help you find them. All right. So that's number 4, is using AI for community outreach. And then number 5, a lot of people are asking now, and I know there's some companies out there that do AI phone answering. So kind of an AI agent specifically for phone answering for chiropractic clinics. Um, I wanted to bring it up. I don't have an answer for you. I'm not going to say, yeah, you got to do this, or we're doing it, or this company's doing great with it. I don't know. Um, I'm a little weary of it right now. I think there's nothing better than a human on the phone. I think if you combine online scheduling, which is pretty seamless, with a human, it's the best. Now, some of you might have some, and I'd love to hear from you. You can Facebook message me or email me, Kevin at modern-jockey.com. I'd love to know if you have something that's really working well. Now I get it, right? Like sometimes it might not work perfectly, but neither does a human oftentimes. But I do like that human touch point for the patient if they're calling the office. But I think AI phone answering is going to, whether it's already doing well or it will soon, I think it's something to look out for your clinic. And it could be a supplement, right? It could be a supplement where you got the human answering the phone during business hours and you got AI answering it off hours. That might be a good start. So, but look into that. I think that's something to dive into more. I probably will over the coming months. Not for my practice. We're pretty set on what we're doing right now, but um, it could be something pretty decent down the road for some people and given circumstances. I don't think it's something that everybody needs to jump on and do right away, but check that out. I want to tell you about something my clinic has recently integrated because I think it's relevant to much of what we talk about on this show. If you're maxed out and can't take new patients, or patients are getting better and just leaving, you don't have a clinical problem, you have a systems problem. That's what P2P Pathway solves for you. It's a model that takes your patients from rehab into ongoing strength and performance programming inside your existing practice using Tonal's AI-driven equipment. No trainer required, no separate gym build out. The result is recurring monthly revenue that doesn't depend on how many patients you can personally see in a day. They run live seminars where they walk you through the entire system, hands-on, in person. Attendees also get exclusive discounts on equipment, including Tonal, that you can't get anywhere else. Seats are limited. The link is in the show notes. If you're serious about adding a recurring revenue stream to your practice, this is worth your 2 days. So check out www.p2ppathway.com. So that's my AI updates for right now. There's a bunch of different stuff out there, but check those things out. Start to play with it, learn it. There's a lot of other capabilities we're kind of testing out, but not really ready to dive into it too much. Okay, so hope that helps, and just keep up with AI. I think it's going to serve you more than it's going to hurt you in the clinic. Again, I don't know what it'll do for humanity in the next 5 to 10 years, but I'm going to be more on the optimistic side. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. And if you want to make the shift from busy, broke, and broken to time-free and cash confident, or you just want to continue with the exponential growth, check us out at modernchiropracticmarketing.com. Look at the MCM Mastery tab, watch the short video on there, and check out what we are doing now for evidence-informed chiropractors. We are equal parts coaching and marketing done for you. Yes, you shoot some videos, we help you with campaign strategies and ideas and really become a thought leader in your community. You shoot those videos, you send them to us, we produce, edit, and brand them to you. Then we distribute them through all of your channels. We also take them and we turn it into one good blog per month. And every other month, we have Darcy Sullivan producing a robust blog with a topic that you pick from her database to help with your SEO. So we essentially become your content marketing agency to make sure your practice is always having ethical, elegant content marketing to help grow your practice. On the coaching side, we also help you with everything from marketing ideas to business, communications, finances, anything practice growth, and really try to help prevent you from being stuck on that island. And we hold you accountable. We have a great group of doctors that are just doing amazing things, and we look forward to help you out to take that next step in your practice. So again, check us out at modernchiropracticmarketing.com and learn more.